we can go for indexes. There are 5 indexes are there. One is simple index and complex index, unique index, functional index, and bitmap. So maximum we never involve to create the index. If any required, then we can involve. Okay. So listen. So most of the database developers are used to these indexes. Okay. Maybe we are not involved here. 90% of time we are not using this one. So 10% if it is required, definitely we want to create it. But without having knowledge, we can't possible to create an index. That is the reason. First of all, we want to know how to create an index. So here we have a specific syntaxes is there while create the indexes. Okay. Then here observe this one. The first one is simple index. It is used to create an index on a single column. Just you can go to imagine the primary key constraints. Okay. And here it is used to create an index on a single column of a table. That is nothing but a simple index. Okay. Then here now I have a, observe this one, we have a index name on table name. Okay. Then let us, I want to create a new table. Create table ind index simple index 1. My table name is SIND1. So here S number of 5 comma S name varchar 2 of 10. Table is created. Observe this one. Once we completed to create the table, then only we can apply the index. Okay. So create, observe this one. Now I am using the create command, right? Whenever we are using the create command, what happens? Automatically it is stored in our database permanently. It is one of the database object. Create index name. Index name is suppose SIND. This is my index name. Okay. Simple index. Okay. Index name on table. Okay, which table? Suppose SIND1. This is my table. Okay, on which column? We are not create the index on table. We want to create the index on columns. On which column? I want to create a index on column. Now it is created. Now let us say we can start the insertion of the program. Means insert the data into that respected data. So in this point of time we can possibly create the index. Then insertion, everything is common, but way of creation indexing is, this is the syntax we want to follow. So here again we have a one more index, that is called as a complex index. Then here it is used to create the index on multiple columns. Then index name on table 2 columns. Suppose if you want to retrieve the data, from the table, the machine is going to search. The Oracle searching machine is going to search into the combination of 2 columns. Okay. So, but here, if you want to retrieve the data from this table, system is going to identify only one index column. Okay. Suppose now we want to retrieve the data from the table, combination of multiple columns. Then here again I want to create one more index. Complex index. Okay, on SIND1. Here S number, S name. Directly we can create it. Now I want to insert the data. Then once the data is inserted, then whenever we are going to retrieve the data from the table, system is going to find out the index information from both combination of 2 columns. Combination of 2 columns, it is going to easily pick the data from the table, right? Then next we want to go for the unique index. Unique one means it is used to create the index on columns which are having unique data. Can you tell me which is the column is having the unique data? Who are identify whether the column is having the unique data or not? What is that? Primary key. Which is the table column is having the primary key, that column only possible to maintain the unique one. Means whenever we can apply the unique index, we are not possible to insert the duplicate records. We cannot possible to insert the duplicate records because of the primary key has the primary key is applicable the duplicate records. It doesn't applicable the duplicates. It will always maintain the unique records. So for that purpose, we should maintain the unique one. Here, observe this one. Suppose now I want to create a table SIND2 S number of 5. It is a primary key. It is a primary key. Then next S name varchar 2 of 10. Table is created. Now I want to create a index. Create. Here for this purpose we have a specific syntax. Unique index. Index name unique index on number column S number. What is that?
Unique index.
Create unique index. Such column list already indexed, but it is not indexed on this column. It is on another column. Unique index on SIND2 S number. Okay, that will be alter. Table is created. Now we want to apply the index. That index. Yes. Okay. This one is also already indexed. Column list already indexed. Index. Maybe. One second, just I'm giving a different column name, then only it is S1.
Index name already.
Such column, it is showing column. Okay, maybe index is the new one. Then one second. Oh, sorry. Whenever we are applying the primary key on table, already it is generated the index. Means unique one. It is maintain the unique one. Again we should maintain the unique one on the same existing table. Okay, existing column. Then let us here. What is the second column? S name. Okay, let us check it. So what is the rule here? System is followed. Whenever we create a table, in each and every table we should maintain the primary key. What is the rule of primary key? Primary key does not allow any duplicate. That means unique. No, so automatically system is generate the unique records for that table. So for that column also, but still again we want to apply the same index. Okay, that is the reason it is not applicable. That is the reason it is showing the same result. Such column list already indexed. Everything is same. Whenever I change it to the column, automatically it is created. That is the reason.
Unique also it is the same.
Yeah. So primary key means internally it is maintain the unique records. So that is the reason system does not allow the means the same action. So same action. Primary key is also maintained. Again, why you should maintain the unique one to the same column? System is asked to us.
Constant it others also.
Yeah. Everything is same.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. If you go for unique, it is allow the null values.
In this case,
Then at the time it is not applicable. At the time it is not. Unique means it is always maintain the unique one. Even the null also unique, right? So for every null is having the unique one. That is the reason.
Sir, table affected. Primary and
The primary key is also table affected. Index also affected on table. It is not related to the data. The tables is having the structure is having the indexes. Okay.
table structure
Table structure doesn't change. Why? Because
unique index.
yeah, unique one. Always you should maintain the unique one. Okay. Structure doesn't change. Well, structure never changes to this, but the way of behavior is changes. As per the index, it is going to work like as an index. The next, functional index. So we never ever use this one, functional index. So what is this? It is used to create an index on columns while making use of the functions. So observe this one, create index name on table name while applying the functions. So at the time of retrieving process, it is going to check how much length it is going to require. So it is checking the length of key name. Okay, just it is going to applicable for the length at the time of retrieval. Okay, then here suppose we are going to create index So we don't have any functional index syntax, we have only index column. Functional index on this table. So here I'm going to apply function upper. What system is done? So here observe this one. At the time of function of index, system is going to checking the data whether which is the data is having upper characters. That characters only it is recognized and get the data from the table. Right. Now at the time of retrieving, it is checking only upper data. It does not consider the lower data. Okay. Then next, the last one is bitmap index. Okay, here observe that it is used to bitmap. You know bitmap. It is a special keyword into the database, a specific keyword. Okay. For that purpose only it is going to retrieve. So we have a binary format, character format. Some formats is there, right? Same like is a bitmap format. Yeah, for indexes. If you want to create the indexes on images, for that purpose we can go for this bitmap. Okay, and create bitmap index name on EMP. Say example means voter ID photos. Okay, all employees means account holder photos. If you create an account, the people is going to snap your photo. Okay, and the people is going to keep your photo into the specific column. So for that purpose we want to maintain the index. Okay, so for that purpose we want to go for the bitmap indexes, images. Okay, so here we have directly a proper column is there. Now I am going to create it. Create table SIND 5 column. I am going to give the image. So for image, which data type we are using? Which data type? Have you remember?
Blob.
We have some images is there, some specific data type is there. First topic. Okay, log something like that. Okay, not a problem. Now I am using varchar 2. It is not a problem for us. Yes, that data types we are going to applicable when we are going to capture the images on a columns. Sorry, in a column. So now I want to create an index. Create bitmap index bind on isind5 on image. Okay, if you want to create the index on images or whatever it may be, is there any maps or for that is there any the files? Okay, JPG means large images, screenshots. For that purpose we can go for this bitmap indexes. Okay, so next we can go for the clusters. Then here observe this one. It is a logical boundary, okay, which is used to improve the overall performance of database, not the tables. Database, entire database performance is increased, and we can create the cluster on tables. We can create the cluster on tables, but we cannot create on columns. Up to now, where we create the index? Columns. That is the difference. We cannot possible to create the cluster on columns. We create the cluster on tables only. Then we can possible to create an index on clusters. After creation of the cluster, we want to improve the performance. How we improve the performance? Now again we are going to create the index on cluster. Now system is going to, the machine is going to find out the indexes on tables and get the proper table. Okay, that is the reason. Here observe this one. First I want to create a cluster. First we want to create a cluster, then create cluster name, suppose JCLST. This is my cluster. Okay. Create cluster name. Suppose my cluster name is CLST9. Okay. So first we want to specify a particular column for that cluster only. Okay. Then now I am using S number of 5. Just I create a cluster. The cluster name is CLST9 and the cluster column is S number. Whatever it may be, not sure about the only S number. We can use any number. It is accepted. Next, here, once the cluster is created, then next what we do? Create a table name, and we can specify the respected columns, and we can apply the cluster on this table. Then here observe this one. We have a table, a respected column. That column we can assign the cluster. So in this point of time, every table we should maintain the cluster column. So for that cluster column we can apply our cluster. Then say example, create table, suppose CLS table, create table name, and we can specify the column. Any column we can use. Suppose here I am using S number, and now we can apply cluster on this table. Cluster, what is our cluster name? CLST9 of column. Okay, cluster column. Let it be check it. Yes. No. We have a specific syntax in there. Cluster. No. Okay. I want to close it here. Yeah. Now there is one, I have a table. Table contains only one column. Then next I am assigned to the our cluster. Table created with cluster. So here already it is completed our table columns. Next we apply our cluster on this column, on this table. Okay. Next later we create the indexes. We create the indexes on cluster. We create the indexes on clusters. Create index, index name, and cluster, cluster name. Create index, CL cluster index name. Create index, index name, on cluster, cluster name. I want to create the index on cluster. So here we can go for sequences. Here these sequences, observe this one. It is used to create sequence on a columns in a table. Okay, and while insert the data into tables, we use the sequences. Say example. So what is the use of this sequence? Why we should follow the sequences? Suppose I have a one business. There are 5 employees are there. Okay, there are 5 employees are there. One employee is located into the first room. Second employee is located in the last room. One employee is working from home. Okay. Now we want to insert the data. Maybe we want to insert the data. The first person and the last room person and another person is using the same form. Front-end form. Okay. Suppose a very simple example, first employee and last employee. First employee is enter the student's information. The last employee is also enter the student information. Now here the person want to maintain the student name. The person don't give the serial number, means the student number. Student number is automatically generated by the system. Suppose we don't want to do that. We want to go to give the student number. The first front office people is given the one number. His student number is 1. The second person is giving the same 1 or 2. They don't have any communication. So first employee is available in first room, second employee is available in last room. So again the person is going to call to the first person. So have you used the first number or not? If you are not using, I am using here. Then observe this one. But here in this point of time, automatically it is taking long time. For every student information, they are going to get the confirmation each other and will be give the number 1. So already you given the first, then I am giving the second. But in this point of time, we don't want to follow that interruption. Okay. Then here we should maintain the sequence. Suppose system is going to maintain the sequence. Just the end users is going to insert the data as a serial number, means student name only. The first person is going to insert the data. In the same manner, second person also insert the data, student name only. So whenever the first person is giving the is enter the student name, is insert the first student, automatically it is allocated the 1. So who are going to allocate that 1? System is allocated the 1. And second person is getting the second person is still waiting for the approval from the first person. No need to require. Second person automatically insert the data. What is the second number is generated? 2 only. So who are developed that? Who are generated that one? System. So how the system is going to generate that? While using sequence. While using sequence. That is this here. So here, while insert the data, we should maintain the sequences. Say example, now the sequence contains 2 functions. The sequence contains 2 functions. One is current val, another one is next val. Current val and next val. What is that? Current means current value. Next val means upcoming value. Upcoming value. We can get some confirmation. So we are getting the clarity. This current val and next val coming classes. Okay, I will show you. And but how we can go to create that one? Say example. Now I want to create a sequence. Create sequence. Okay. sequence name, suppose J sequence 1. My sequence name is JSEQ1. Let it be check it whether it is created or not. Sequence is created, but the sequence contains two options. Okay, two functions. What is that? Current val and next val. Observe this one. Now I want to create a table and will be using this sequence. I want to insert the data. Okay, that I want to create a table. Create table as tab as number of 5, comma C number of 5. Table is created. Now I want to insert the data in this table. Okay. Now, insert into as tab. Then we have how many columns? 2 columns, right? So these 2 columns, I don't want to insert the data. Just I am going to assign my sequence to that numbers. Okay, what is our sequence number? Sorry, sequence name JSEQ1. This is our sequence name, right? Now dot current val and JSEQ1 dot next val. We have 2 columns, right? We have 2 columns. For that 2 columns, I directly assign my sequence. I don't want to insert the data manually. Okay, let it be check it what happened. Oh, sorry. Insert into values. One row is created. Let it be check it. What are the data is inserted here? Select star from as tab. Observe this one. Just I create a sequence, but I didn't specify which number it is started. Have you specified this one? But system defaultly choose the 1. So because of that is the first number, right? But my requirement is I don't want to accept to insert the first number. I want to start my number from, suppose say example, very simple. Okay, I want to insert again the same record. Now you tell me, what is the current val? 1. What is the next val? 2. So which value it is coming? Current val and next val, both are having same. Why? Because we didn't clearly tell to the sequence to which number is started and which number is going to increase for every sequence. For every sequence, which number? So whether you can go to insert means incremented by 1 or incremented by 10, we are not clearly tell to the machine. So we are not assign anything also. System automatically choose the first number, but system automatically assign the same number to next number also. Okay. Let us now I want to create one more sequence. Observe this one. So for that purpose we want to create one more sequence. Create sequence. Okay. Sequence JS1. Here start with 1. Start with 1 or start with 10 and incremented by 1. Start with 1, incremented by 1. So my sequence is started from where? 10. So for every sequence, every insertion, 1 will be increased. Increment by. Now sequence is created. Now observe this one. Insert into S cap values. What is that? S sequence number. What is SQ? JS1, right? JS1 dot current val, comma JS2 dot JS1 dot next val. Yes, sorry. Okay. Now it is inserted. Let us check it. 10 and 10, right? Initially it is started from 10. The same current value also it is going to applicable for 10 only. Next I am going to insert the same value. Let us check it. Incremented by 1. The same value will be assigned to the current value. Right? That is the
Reddy booking status. Reddy booking status.
yeah, same like that. Everyone, which are the sequences are generated. You know one thing,